such an error says the status expected 200 but was 404, which means the requested result was not found. So how do we go about this? HTTP status code 404 means not found. What was not found? Of course, the resource. What resource was requested? Well, comment is the resource that was requested. So we have a class to represent the resource, which is comment. And in order to serve the resource, the comment controller class was created. In Spring's approach to building RESTful web services, HTTP requests are handled by a controller. But then how is this controller identified by the framework? Annotations, of course. That means it's time that I add the appropriate annotations to the commit controller. So now when I add the REST controller annotation to this class, Spring Boot will pick it up as a resource controller to serve the incoming HTTP requests. Again, REST controller is a convenience annotation that is itself annotated with @controller and @response body. Response body annotation indicates that a method's return value will be sent in the response body. Because this is at the class level, it applies to every method in the controller. Now, the framework should know which method to be called depending on the HTTP method and the URI of the request. So for that, there are a few annotations that can be used. There is request mapping annotation, which can be used on both class level and method level. Then there are the HTTP method specific variants: get mapping, post mapping, put mapping, delete mapping, and patch mapping. These are method level annotations. Because this method is to serve a GET request, I'm going to use get mapping on this. And then I have to pass in the request URI or the path that this method would serve. So the request URI is post/1/comments, where 1 is the post ID, which is a path parameter. So it should be represented with a name inside of curly braces like this. The method parameter should also be annotated with @pathVariable annotation, giving the name of the path parameter, which is ID here, so that the value of the path parameter will be set to the method parameter, which is post ID. That's all.